We start tonight with a live look at Buckingham Palace. The world has spent the day mourning the death of Queen Elizabeth II. She was 96 years old. Thank you for joining us for Denver 7 News at 4. I'm Micah Smith. The Queen was the longest reigning monarch in British history with a 70-year reign. Correspondent Riley Carlson is live in London tonight with the latest.
Tributes are pouring in from around the world for Queen Elizabeth II, not just from politicians and dignitaries, but from musicians like Mick Jagger and Sir Paul McCartney. The crown has now been passed to King Charles III, who paid his respects to her by calling her a cherished sovereign and a much-loved mother. December 1936, a moment that forever shaped a young girl's life. After ruling less than a year, King Edward VIII abdicated the throne to his brother.
A new reign began in Britain as the Duke of York was crowned King George VI.
Making King George's eldest daughter, then Princess Elizabeth, known as Lilibet to family, next in line to the throne. 10 years later, marked a marriage. The couple would go on to have 4 children. In 1953, Queen Elizabeth II was crowned, the first to be broadcast live on television.
A story of a queen who wrote bright pages in the story of the year.
The Queen kept a busy schedule of diplomatic duties, traveling across the globe more widely than any other monarch before her, meeting with just about every U.S. president since being crowned. With no political power, the Queen wielded the influence of a figurehead. In her private life, things weren't always easy. Her 40th anniversary on the throne marred by separation, divorce, and estrangement in her children's marriages, and a fire at Windsor Castle.
It has turned out to be an annus horribilis.
Then in 1997, the death of the people's princess. Through it all, Prince Philip was, in the Queen's words, the strength and stay of her reign. He died in 2021 before his 100th birthday after more than 70 years of marriage.
It's just been one of the great royal romances, I think, of history.
The new king and queen consort will spend the rest of the night at Balmoral Castle in Scotland with the rest of the Queen's immediate family before traveling to London tomorrow, where he's expected to make his first address as king. Reporting live in London, I'm Riley Carlson.
All right, thank you, Riley. Governor Jared Polis shared his condolences today. In a tweet, he said Colorado celebrates and honors the life and memory of Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, who passed away today at the age of 96. She brought compassion, kindness, and dedication to her job every day and is mourned not only by her subjects, but by people across the world. We're going to continue to follow developments following the Queen's death, including hearing from experts on the future of the monarchy and how this impacts residents here in the metro. Coming up on Denver 7 News at 5 and at 6. Now it's time to take a live look outside from our Mile High camera. The heat sticking around, creating a heat advisory in the area. Meteorologist Stacey Donaldson joins us now. And Stacey, a cool down is finally in the mist, though.
Finally, yes, we broke a record again today. It hit 99 yesterday afternoon, breaking a record. Today we did the same thing, 99, our official high out at DIA, and it broke a record that's over 60 years old here for Denver. So that makes a new record here in 2022. 83 degrees is our average afternoon high. That previous record, 94, set back in 1959. We still have a heat advisory for temperatures near 100 degrees from Denver up into northeastern Colorado. You'll notice a few scattered showers starting to pop up on the radar, but really very short-lived here for the area. We also just had our ozone alert action day. It has expired here for the Front Range, but we still have high fire danger across the eastern plains. So that's at least good news. We're starting to knock down these advisories and warnings. Now, days in the 90s, we've made it up to 64. That puts us 3rd place in counting for one of the hottest summers ever. So hopefully here we get this nice cool weather in tonight, and we will be talking about a much different weather scenario tomorrow in just a few minutes.
Well, I'm excited for tomorrow, Stacey. Record-setting heat is not only troublesome for our power grid, it can also be problematic for our health. Today I talked with Dr. Will McNitt at Platte Valley Medical Center and found out that taking certain medications can make you more prone to sunburn. That's a
The common ones that I worry about from the emergency department, because we see them prescribed a lot and we prescribe them, would be things like a drug that's sold under the trade name of Bactrim or trimethoprim. That can definitely give you a photosensitive dermatitis or a bad sunburn. So can doxycycline, that's another antibiotic, or ciprofloxacin, which is another antibiotic, Cipro, that's really common.
Dr. McNick says he's also seen severe sunburn with patients using the skin medication retinol. He says seniors and those with mobility issues are most susceptible to heat exhaustion. He recommends staying extra hydrated on hot days, and if you have to be outside, limit sun exposure.
We're starting this news feed with the U.S. giving more money to Ukraine in its fight against Russia. Secretary of State Antony Blinken going to Ukraine today, meeting with its president and announcing more than $2 billion going to the Ukrainians. In total, the U.S. has given Ukraine more than $15 billion since the start of the war. Now, the White House is putting in new rules to create more access to green cards for immigrants who are low income. In December, new rules will go into effect, changing what the government considers a public charge, those who might be dependent on the government long term. Today does mark the fourth straight week of fewer people filing for unemployment. It is now at a 3-month low, and economists say it is a sign that the job market, even with inflation, is remaining strong. And with inflation, might not go as far, but the average annual salary increase is going up. Now, this year it was 4%. That's up from 3%, which has been the norm for years now. It's expected to continue to go up. That is according to new information in from salary.com. Now, a quarter of employers say they plan to give raises in the 5 to 7% range next year. As many as 1 in 10 children have long COVID, and we're getting a better idea of how it's impacting them differently than adults.
I have pains that are in my head, and when they're in my head, they jump all over the place.
The help that kids just like him are now getting.
Also coming up, veterans often face homelessness and can wait for a long time before they can get help. We'll tell you about one local event that provided on-site resources to get Colorado vets the help they need right away.